I love you all so much. We are not a religious organization, but every time I went to write this speech, it brought me back to the same thing. My most notable growth in this 4 years of Moms for Liberty has been my faith and my relationship with Jesus. When I think of the work that we're called to do as mothers, fathers, grandparents, and grassroots leaders, 2 words come to mind: grace and truth. They're simple words, but they hold incredible power. Truth gives us conviction, grace gives us compassion. And when we walk in both, we reflect in the heart of Jesus, John 1:14, full of grace and truth. Not sometimes grace and sometimes truth, full of grace and truth. But make no mistake, the enemy does not like those two walking hand in hand. He's fine with truth when it wounds, and he's fine with grace when it compromises. But when truth and grace come together, hearts change, communities heal, and darkness loses ground. As mothers, we learn early what truth looks like. We see it in our children's eyes when something isn't right. We feel it when culture starts to blur what's good and what's evil. That's when the God-given fire rises in us and says, "Not on my watch." That's truth, firm, rooted, and immovable. But grace. Grace tells us how to do it. Grace reminds us to love when it's hard, to pray for those who persecute us, to remember that we don't fight flesh and blood. We fight spiritual battles for the hearts of our children and communities. Grace allows us to show up again and again, not with bitterness, but with peace, knowing that God goes before us in his strength, made perfect in our weakness. Grassroots work is motherhood in motion. It's love that overflows from our homes into our neighborhoods, our schools, and our communities. We plant seeds of courage and faith, trusting in God that it will flourish in his perfect timing. Every night I pray for a world where truth isn't silenced and grace isn't forgotten. And I realize it starts with us. When parents rise up with truth that won't bend and grace that won't break, the enemy cowers, because that's a force he can't divide. So when we go home, let's lead with truth that stands firm and grace that shines bright. Because when truth and grace walk together, the darkness doesn't stand a chance. Thank you.
Please welcome